What's going on? Did anybody gamble this move this morning at news? That's an insane 30-second candle. 200 points. I wasn't planning on trading that. I was sitting here watching, or I had the charts pulled up because I need to log one trade a day for the rest of the week on the Apex account. So that way it's passed. It's already in profit. So I just need to get in, get out. Ideally, micros. So I was sitting here watching the chart looking for an entry and taking care of some emails. And then I look up, I realize it was about to be 8:30. I'm like, damn. 200 points is pretty insane, Jeremy. We don't normally get that much at news, but that's why it's risky to trade news events, especially because if you had to stop somewhere, it might not be obeyed, and then it's just going to rip 200 points past your stop. Good morning, McLovin. But that's why it's important to pay attention to the economic calendar. But we just need to log one trade a day on the Apex. After we came up here, we created a little fair value gap. So I was just looking for, I just need to get in and get out on these trades. So I just need to, make sure they don't go too deep in the red. I entered with a mini on the Apex account, which I shouldn't have because there's no need to risk anything like that. I just need to get in and get out. But I'm like, I don't know what I was thinking. So I shorted at like 80 on a mini, and then of course it wouldn't come back down and it started going up. I'm like, God damn it. This account is passed. Why am I getting into a minus $200, minus $300 trade? All I have to do is log trades. Luckily, we came back down and I got out quickly. So I'm not looking for green trades. I'm not looking for red trades. I'm just looking to log a trade on that account. And I messed up right there. That could have been bad had we had it ripped up and then I start giving back profits on an account that's already passed. What's up, Ben? But that one's still in the green. We just have to log a trade Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Probably, there's no point in doing that on the stream. I just need to do that when I get up and get on the charts. Just hop on, buy, exit, and close that. I wasn't trading anything. I was just watching the charts. And then I need to, like I was saying, I need to take a trade just to log a trade for that Apex count. But I didn't trade this. I was watching it. Definitely wasn't expecting 200 points. It is cool, though, that the market came up. These are my drawings from yesterday. So we had the daily equal highs right here and then the weekly draw on liquidity. And sure looks like that's what we are reaching for. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Take this high, then have a sell off. I mean, I just don't know. These last couple of weeks this is insane. Everyone else is expecting a sell off because of this. Like this, we shouldn't be doing this. At a low, high, lower low, then displaced up. I mean, are we going to go reach for new all-time highs? That would be all-time high, right? Oh no, all-time high is up here at 16.8. So on the continuous contract, I don't remember what that was. It's on the weekly, maybe. Okay, weekly. On the continuous contract on the weekly, above that swing high, have a fair value gap that's only been tapped once. So I don't see us going and taking all-time highs anytime soon. Hey, you're good, McLovin. You don't have to explain anything to me. Uh, you can do whatever you want to do there, brother. But I think ideally, I mean, look how close we are to that weekly draw on liquidity. Ideally, we go up, trade above it, take it out, and then maybe get a short signal. We also have a nice little liquidity run right there. And maybe we leave this high. Maybe we just make equal highs that we take out at another point in time. I don't know. Curious to see how we react with this guy, though. All right. We are waiting until 10 again. It's like I said, I should have done that all week last week. I did it on Friday and it helped. I did it yesterday. Did I? Yeah. And although I shouldn't have taken a trade yesterday, at least waiting until 10, we could read the market a little, I think a little better. Is this video coming through? Because this is complaining about everything and I don't understand. Yeah, I did. Nice little fake out down here before the move. That part happened so fast, I didn't even see it on the screen. But it came down and took out all those lows and then ripped up. Yeah, there was Zendy, there was CPI news at 8:30. This is the PP news week. Today we had core CPI at 10. Some Fed testifying, I guess. I don't know. Tomorrow tomorrow at 8:30 we have core PPI. And then Thursday at 8:30, initial jobless claims. So if you wanted to gamble this week at 8:30 a.m. would be the week to do it. All right. So we've got just double checking contracts, micros on our AMP. Over here, we're just going to trade our first TopStep combine with 1 mini at a time. Take the same trade. What's up, Delta? Yeah, it looks like whatever the results were. Oh, nice. My trash days today too. So I was checking the status of how much we are up on the affiliate crap. I'm just more anxious and excited to see it build up for you guys, because the month I tell you I'm going to give half of it away to somebody is the month we start off with a slow week. The last 4 months I've started off with very decent weeks, like $100 days. And then this month we started off with like 5 days of nothing. I kind of felt bad, but we are currently up to a little over $500. So that means I'll get 250 and one of you guys will get 250 as of right now, and it's halfway through the month, so I don't see why we wouldn't double that at least and get to around the 500, which is what I didn't promise, but 500 is kind of what I was teasing, because I thought that's what I thought we'd be able to at least give somebody 500, and I think that's a decent little, it's a little nice Christmas bonus or whatever holiday you celebrate, end of the year bonus. But yeah, that's exciting. At least I'm excited for. I'm excited for you. I didn't. I just signed up for the TopStep affiliate, so all the money I've been talking about has been only on. Or I see what you mean. No, I don't have any. I don't have any inflatable anything in the front. Yeah, Alito. It could be people weren't getting new accounts or anything with Apex and stuff because there were free accounts and free resets. All right, it is time to go. I would expect us retracing this at some point today. If I get in a trade, if I get into a short, I don't know if I'm going to hold for that whole thing. But we'll just wait and see what the market looks like until what the market looks like at 10 and go from there. I'm pretty sure that shorting right around here with a stop up here is a setup, box setup. If you see that, I would have just preferred to see bodies on this side of the chart when that happened. Tyler in here? I haven't seen him. Oh, we've got this imbalance right there on the 15-minute at 8:30. All right, we will wait and see. Well, I mean, look what we just did. I feel like we've had some weird opens the last 7 days. So is this something? Look at this. I wonder if a short would be good right here. The news was at 8:30 this morning, Delta. And then same thing tomorrow and the same thing on Thursday. I know, Ben. I think highs being taken are something I want as well. At the same time, creating equal highs would make sense too. What are you using, Delta? Because usually those news things are, I don't, news doesn't usually come out at 9:30. I mean, that's when the market opens. I, I don't know if you knew that or not, but our market opens at 9:30, or the New York. Yeah, I think maybe you forgot. Maybe you forgot that the New York session starts at 9:30. I just want you to know, Delta, I cringe daily thinking about how I did not understand your joke about my dog wearing the bone costume, and I thought you were talking about her actual weight. I get like I physically cringe at least once a day thinking about that. In my defense, we just got her a couple months ago, and she is still very thin, and she was very thin when we got her. So I think that's why I didn't even catch the joke at all. So I'm not going to take a trade off of this happening, but I get your sense of humor. I just was not, I don't know if I wasn't expecting it, or I don't know. Like I said, if I think if that sweatshirt was on any of my other dogs who are a little chunky, I would have understood. I mean, I would have got it, but I just, because of her situation. So far, only like 40 points. Or wait, 50 points. All right. Let's get this high taken out. Let me move it over. I really did not think we were going to take out the weekly draw on liquidity on Tuesday. Thought maybe it would take either all week to do that or sometime next week, but somebody who runs these markets had other plans. This guy right here. And I mean, for me, I try not to pay attention to gaps that are that small. And then, I mean, I guess we did come off of taking new lows, but these are, I don't know. Part of me thinks if I was even more, I mean, I'm obviously considered a scalper because I'm not even holding that long, but I think somebody could be successful at just micro scalping these little fair value gaps because most of them you get some reaction off of. It would just be a matter of trying to figure out your risk management and how much of a reaction you're expecting. At 9, we had this one with a volume imbalance between that candle, and we get a reaction. I mean, not much, but scalp a couple points. The weekly draw on liquidity is, if I look at the weekly chart, there is this swing high right here. Let me hide the. So looking at the weekly chart, we had that swing. which we already took out this swing and we displaced above it last week. So the next one that would be going after is this swing. And then on the daily, you can see it there too. Plus, this was sitting above these daily equal highs. So with them that close, this whole area is a pretty strong liquidity zone. We're heading there, Ben. What if we get like the most perfect high, low, higher, high displaced down right up in here? All we have to do is be patient. These setups I'm looking for are not hard to spot. The nice, clear ones that we can be confident in are like crystal clear when they form. It's when I get in on ones that I'm guessing if it's actually a setup or not, then I start reading the market incorrectly. Come on. When you go back and look at your charts, I know it's hindsight when you go back and read charts, but when you spot setups, it's like there's all the candles are nice and I don't know, for the ones I'm looking for, it's nice clear displacements. And I'm like, why did I not just wait for that? I know I'm looking at it in hindsight, but I'm very confident that I would have read that live also. Get ready on Nasdaq for a reaction off this weekly. Now, what I don't want to see is us just keep ripping up. Yeah, I think it's just in the matter of like if you have a range, then you just would be looking for highs in the general vicinity of where you're looking, not in the whole range, if that makes sense. Like this would be a, right? I think like this would be an intermediate high because it's not, didn't take out this high, but in this area, we made a high. I want to short this, but I have to wait till 10. Plus, we could go up and make higher highs before the move down. That's what happened to us last week. We kept getting in on that first move, which it works sometimes, but I got to stick with my rules. I got you, Delta. Well, I was saying like I know it kind of is hindsight, but at the same time, like I'm confident that the setups I see in hindsight are setups I could see live, unless I'm just naive and think that I could. But when they're clear, they're clear. I just never wait for those. I always end up trying to force something like this right here. We took out a weekly draw on liquidity, and now if I drop all the way down to a 30-second, we displace down. There's a fair value gap. Like I could have talked myself into getting into that, and it may work out, but this displacement down didn't take out like a swing, and look, Jesus Christ, look at it. I mean, there was 20 points, depending on what you want to go after. If this fair value gap, I have to wait till 10. If that means giving up on a move, that's so be it. The week I had last week, I can't take trades before 10. But damn, that would have been a decent trade risking less than 10 points. Or, I mean, risking 12 points. It's easily a 2-to-1. I guess depending on where you put it. Morning, Wayne. All right, now let's see a little bit higher highs and then displace past this guy. And then we can just tank after that. if we had that set up for him and the entry was after 10, which looks like it could happen, and it happened up here at the weekly draw on liquidity, I would be very confident in it. Just have to remember that those setups take multiple candles to form. So it could be 10, 15, 20 minutes before we get an entry. You just got to let the candles play out. And usually the really good setups offer multiple entries to get in. So no need to rush in and then start eating at my patience and emotions. I saw that, Jones. Isn't it around wasn't it around 8:30 the price? Or maybe I saw a different one. Eight two. Oh, way up there. I mean, that would be, I'm not saying it's impossible, but for us to run another 200 points. But yeah, I mean, that would be the next draw on liquidity. I kind of want to just see us take out this high and then go down, and we could leave those equal highs. If we create these equal highs right here, and then we take those out at some other point in the future. As of right now, high, low, higher, high. Let's see if we can't displace past this swing. Just doesn't make sense for us to keep going higher, but market doesn't make sense. Rich people use it to just make more money off of us. Doesn't need to make sense. Take these off of here. I think we did pretty good. We got 4 minutes. Our setup would require several candles anyways, so I think we made it till 10. Again, hindsight, but we had that 30-second fair value gap that got 20-ish points off of it, and then a fair value gap down here that we came right into. Get some more points off of that. I want to one day just go, need to test it obviously, but just see if I can't scalp those back and forth and then see if it's profitable, if I can do a decent job at that. Not planning on changing what I'm doing. I'm just curious. What's up, Knives? We have been waiting until 10. Yeah, it does. Maybe this is our higher high. 3 drives up on the 1 minute. I mean, should we even be looking for shorts? I feel like everybody's looking for shorts. It's just hard to imagine that we leave all that. Friday, we had that massive run up all day, which I don't think anybody saw coming. A little bit of a pullback. Yesterday, we kind of just consolidated all day, which is what we expected because of the news today. And we're just going to rip up again. Knives, are you done? Are you done trading? I think you usually pop in here when you're done with yours, right? Yes, it can. You did your job. Now you wait. This is just insane. I don't know, Alito. Just don't know. Don't know what to tell you guys. I thought that high was going to be the higher high, but market, she's just doing whatever she wants to do today. Someone needs to go long because as soon as you long, we're going to tank. So who wants to be the sacrifice? So far, guys, it's going good that we haven't taken anything, which was the plan. Yeah, I hear you, Delta. I mean, I don't think my setup is mostly looking at the reversals. So sure, we can find lots of bullish fair value gaps after the fact, but I mean, if you're not, I wouldn't be expecting for higher highs right now. I thought this weekly draw on liquidity would be it, and then we turn around. But I guess it wants to fill in this whole daily. Let me look at the. We weren't on this contract in August, were we? Let's see the continuous. This is where I get confused. Like the continuous is already up here. You got to be kidding me, Jones. So you're probably hating I'm sitting here talking about the market turning around, and you've been in a long since that 1 minute fair value gap. That's insane. Nice read on that. He did have a fair value gap there, so I guess he was just expecting, which he was. He called out that gap. He entered on this one right there. Damn, what a sniper entry. I think if you have a draw on liquidity, when a fair value gap forms, if you have a this weekly draw on liquidity and a fair value gap forms, a bullish, then you can just get in on any of them, right? I mean, back from 8:30 after the news, every bullish one worked. Have this one worked, this one worked, all of these on the way up. It's not, they all seem to be working, so I don't like looking back here because this wasn't, people weren't trading this contract back over the summer. There wasn't a lot of volume, so there's going to be a lot of gaps and stuff. Yeah, I think it's okay if you find like a small, like I've done that before where you just find a small entry. Nice call out, Delta. How'd you know? All right, we're up above the weekly draw liquidity. We displaced down, did take out this swing. I'm not a huge fan of it. I really like when there's like bodies down there like that. But I mean, I think we can take this, assuming we create a fair value gap. We'll get 2 right there. Throw 1 on this account. So risking about $100. Stop just like a point above those highs. Same thing on there. That happened after 10. Pretty strong displacement down after a draw on liquidity was taken. I believe that meets everything we need it to meet. We would need to be thinking about getting out at this swing or this swing. Hey, what's going on? Oh, I know. But yesterday definitely was just consolidating, and I don't even know what we did. I don't even know what it did yesterday. I just remember it moving so slow. But they were just prepping for that move this morning at 8:30. Come on, Nasdaq. Thanks, Knives. Like you said, I mean, my part of my job was I already did it. Now it's a matter of seeing what the market wants to do. That's not up to me. What was up to me was being patient and waiting for a setup, which we got. We took out liquidity up here. Taking out buy side liquidity, I would be looking for shorts. And we have displacement breaking a swing. What's up, Tyler? Best thing to do in trading is accepting your trade. Tyler, I'm going to tell you what my wife tells me. Don't even put that out in the universe. Don't even speak those words. Like, it doesn't fail that we start consolidating after I get into a trade. ES is going up and trading its displacement. I mean, it's a pretty clear gap. It's not my fault if it doesn't work out. There's no reason to not take this. Alito, don't you start. This is what I was saying though, that when a setup forms, usually there's multiple entries. You know, there's no point in getting impatient trying to jump into a setup quickly, because when one happens, so far we've had like 8 6 7 8 minutes to enter on this. No, Delta, you need to just deal with it. All right, ES has filled in its gap, so a big old tank would be preferred right about now. That would be nice, Tyler. I mean, I may be biased, but I really prefer Nasdaq to not make highs. Come back and aggressively test it, then blast higher. No, this is going lower. Yeah, I don't know if like I was saying, I'm not sure if I would try to hold to that. That's exactly, this was my first, this is where I'd be thinking about exiting. Maybe sell one there. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I mean, hell, maybe we go retrace this whole thing. That'd be really nice. 265 points. This account, this TopStep combine probably killed that earlier than this one. Oh, that'd be a lot of chickens. 265. That'd be $1,000 with 2 micros. That'd be insane. But looking for the highest probability, and I'm with McLovin. This is where I was looking at this swing low right here. And as you guys know, if we hit that, we're probably going to go hit a 100-pointer after that. But we're taking it nice and easy. I really wanted to see displacement out of this little consolidation range. 15. GG's. So TopStep is going to let you take half of that out, right? If you did that, they'd probably go update their terms of service real quick. Are you allowed to read news events with TopStep? I can't remember. I know some of them they don't let you. Gotcha. Maybe they used to not, or I don't know. Yeah, they used to. I think they used to not. They used to prevent you from trading news events. I think, like maybe a year or two ago. Gotcha. So if we create some SMT here, I think we could hold a little bit longer than that. I'm really sorry, guys, for getting in this trade and wasting everyone's time with consolidation, but the market just knows when I take a trade that we need to make this a 40 to 60 minute long move. It never fails. But our trade on Friday was over an hour, I think. We'll see, McLovin. We could turn around here. That'd be great. That's not good, Joseph. Nasdaq's on the highway to hell too. It's going straight up to stop me out. But we followed the rules that I have for myself, and that's what matters, is waiting until 10. We got a setup. We took the setup. We didn't hesitate. And then we let the market decide. How much further does this plan on going? I know, Colby. It doesn't make any sense. The only thing I didn't like about this trade is that swing that we did take out. I don't really like it when it's one of those swings, when it's just like, I don't know, one little wick. If this displacement was past something like this, I mean, that's a better looking swing to be displacing past. It's just one of those days. Last week we didn't really obey some rules, so that's why the week was rough. I think there was one day that we really should have only been red one day last week, waiting until 10 and everything. So I just need to wait till 10 like I've been doing and then take a setup afterwards. Sometimes I work, sometimes I don't. This one didn't work. Exactly, knives. And yeah. I mean, if we were going to turn around, it definitely would have been, I believe it would have been around this weekly high that I had marked out. So, but now where are we going to stop at? The July highs. Guess those guys up there. Yeah. I mean, yesterday, after we had these two marked, I mean, I didn't expect us to rip up straight to them this morning. So yeah, I mean, the next the next liquidity is up in this void. We don't usually get too many days where we just go straight up. But it's looking like that's what we've been getting. So we don't need these anymore. I mean, I'm not going to take any more trades today, but I'm going to leave this on here for tomorrow and see if we make it up there. It's up one stop. Ooh, that was a tough loss on the top step. You know, I when I switched over to this earlier, I almost killed it because I'm just trying to take that one nice and easy. 64 to 48. Could have been another 300 day on there. Yeah, that dude only posts videos about ICT on that guy's channel. I agree ICT is insane. The things he teaches, I think that they work and they've helped my trading. I'm not sure how he's like a fraud or a scam if he's putting the stuff out for free because I didn't pay to learn any of this. Really tempted to look for a long. I mean, we missed a few bullish fair value gaps, but like every bullish fair value gap is holding. You know, as soon as we take one, it's not gonna work. But we're only down 92, and I'm willing to risk up to like 250. Get the weekly. Yeah, we'll be up to 16 in no time. That's absolutely crazy. It did tap that 5-minute fair value gap and the top of that order block. We're only a couple points away from it. I'm very tempted. But if it's a losing trade, I'm going to be pretty upset because $92 is nothing. I'd rather just keep my day at minus 92 than risk. Yeah. I don't know. This setup met all my requirements. I think looking back on this day, I can confidently say like this was the setup I was supposed to take. I don't base my trades on like a daily bias or anything. So we took out a weekly high and then we displaced back down. I mean, that meets everything. Hey, it should happen at this rate. Well, not at this rate because we've been losing money, but I think I'm doing good. Zendy, I put 2 micros on because when I added the first one, I noticed we were only risking like 40 something. So I added, so I was just willing to risk a little more. So I added 2 right there. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. This, I mean, making a higher high and displacing down right after a weekly swing high was taken. If we were going to turn around, I think that would have been it. We may form another. I mean, maybe the move does happen and we form another setup over here. This is the one. This was the first one that happened after 10, and that's the one I would have or I did take. Obviously, not would have. I did take it. What's up, Chief? Tyler, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Yeah, I don't know, Jones. I mean, I wasn't looking for a. I don't know if you're talking about my trade or not, but getting in a short, I wasn't looking for a 300 point retracement or anything. If that's what you're talking about, if not, just letting anyone else know. I was really just aiming for this low right here. Was that too much to ask? And then if we had SMT, aim for that low. I don't, Joseph. I'm not looking for. I don't come in with a daily bias. Like I tried to read the charts and stuff, but I'm just looking for these, attacking these in these swings during the day. I'm not looking for like massive moves at the moment. I mean, we could still end higher. The market, okay, so even if we came in with a long bias, and even if this happened, which I would have made money off of, if we kept going down to here, we can still end the day higher, and I made money off of it. So to me, it doesn't really matter what the bias is on the day. And I've been taking decent trades. Today just wasn't going to work out. I'm assuming if I take a trade in the opposite direction of what the daily bias would be, had I had one, I'm assuming I'm lowering my probability just for the mere fact that if we're long biased, most of the bullish fair value gaps work. So even if you can kind of just pick any of them and they work. But that means I have to be right with the daily bias and right with my entry. I'm not confident enough I can choose my daily bias correctly. Looking at the daily chart, you can just assume bullish on every day, obviously, but I don't think anybody was expecting this when we were back at the end of October. Yeah, Jones. I don't look for, or I don't worry about what trend we're going in because of that. I just know I look for a specific pattern / setup. And when I see it, I try to take it. I try to wait for it. And in recent months, I've had more green days than red days. So it obviously works. The reason why I've lost money the last couple months is because I don't obey. What's the word? I don't accept that some days it won't work. So, for instance, today we waited until 10. We waited until liquidity was taken. This was a perfect setup for me. And we lost $92. $92 is absolutely nothing on considering, like, I think we would have made 250, 300 on some of the targets I was aiming for. Now, I have the option. I can accept today and keep today at $92. I have that control to just leave it at 92. If I don't accept it and I try to keep going, I can make this minus $92 into minus $800 really quickly. I have that capability. I would prefer to just keep it at minus $92. And then tomorrow, if probability's in my favor and I really do have more green days and red days, which I have logs showing that I do, I can have a $200 or $300 day tomorrow doing the same exact thing I did today. And then today means absolutely nothing. If I make today into a minus $800 or a minus $900, chasing green, chasing money, chasing trying to be right, I can't make $800 with my setups and my risk management currently in one trade. I would have to chase that, and that's bad. That's really bad. We are not doing that anymore. I am so sick of having days like that. So just have to leave it. And that's last week, Wednesday, I think I lost a little more than I wanted to, but I caught myself and I stopped. That's why, I felt pretty defeated last week, but I was able to get through it by just accepting my days and moving on. And Friday we scaled way down, but we had a gnarly trade on Friday. Had I just kept my position size the same all week, we would have had a pretty large Friday, but I needed to, for my emotions. Currently in my trading career journey, adventures, whatever you want to call it, I am solely focusing on following the rules I have for myself and accepting red days where they stand after my one trade. 2 trades max if I'm not going past what I want to lose that day. I'm not trying to change my strategy or get better at reading the market or anything like that. I can spot my setup, no problem. It's just a matter of waiting for it and not forcing it. With that said, thank you everybody for joining in. I'm going to be getting off of here, so I'm not tempting myself with taking more trades. And I'm going to be okay with my loss. And this looks like we could have. I don't think I'm going to go back to 1-to-1s. But look, this place down, this is why I was aiming for 1-to-1s, because they work pretty often. We had a 1-to-1 right there. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. 1-to-1s work pretty often, but I was really struggling when the market would keep going. So maybe I should do some back testing and see about doing a 1-to-1 when we hit. This doesn't make any sense. I should think about when the market moves the same distance that it did my stop, moving my stop to break even. Maybe we would lower our losses. I don't know, but we could also limit our wins. So I don't know. Hey, yeah, go check out Methodical Man if anyone wants to keep watching. Somebody, I guess. If he's a fan of me, I'm a fan of him. So, all right, guys, you guys have a good one, and talk to you guys later, and see you tomorrow.